All right. Actually, I'm not licensed, but still I have got an option to record. I don't know. How did I get it? I'll carry on with this. Okay. So circles theory, I'm continuing. Past year MCET questions, doubts, I'll discuss if you have any. Yesterday I kept a message. Past year means 31 to 60 you have to submit, right? Yes. Okay. Anybody started?
Yes.
Any already submitted? Anybody submitted already? Not yet. Okay. I said by today, so fine. Is my voice clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So circles, I discussed about S1 plus S2 equal to S1 to that formula, S1 equal to 0, that formula, which is applicable for all the 4 conic sections. I'm going to discuss one method for if a circle is there and a line is there where midpoint is x1 comma y1. Okay. Or for a circle there is a tangent at x1 comma y. Both of them derivation is same on. Let us see how. If we take a midpoint of a circle and join to the center, that and this are perpendicular. Same thing here. If we take the general circle, this is minus g comma minus f. This is also minus g comma minus f. This is x1 y. Slope of this line or this line will be y1 plus g by x1 plus f. Sorry, y1 plus f by x1 plus g. And this line is perpendicular to that. Then what is the slope of this line? Minus of x1 plus g by y1 plus f. On this line, you know one point, you know slope. So the equation is y minus y1 equal to minus of x1 plus g by y1 plus f into x minus x1. If you put this one here, you will get y1 minus y1 square plus fy minus fy1 equal to here minus xx1 plus x1 square minus gx plus gx1. I don't want any negative terms anywhere. I want everything to be positive. So these negative things that's on that side, those negative things bring this side. What we have here, y1 plus fy. This gx this side and x1x this side. That side I have x1 square plus gx1. This y1 square and plus fy. I'm going to add here one gx1 and fy1. Is this x1x? Yes, okay. Plus c. Here also I'm going to add gx1 plus fy1 plus c. You see carefully, this is s1. Y xx1 is there, yy1 is there, gx plus gx1 is there, fy plus fy1 plus c. So this is s1. So I got s1. Here x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c. Everything is there. Okay, they're not visible here. Okay. I'm adding both sides gx1 plus fy1 plus c. That is s11. Okay, so simply we found this slope. Based on that, we found this slope. You know, point and slope. We found the equation, expanded and brought sometimes here, sometimes here. Then added gx1 plus fy1 plus c on both sides. We got s1 equal to s1. Same thing here. Nothing difference. Everything is same. But here s11 is 0 because point is on the circle. Because point is inside the circle, s11 is not 0. That's all. So the line with the x1, y1 as a midpoint. Okay, equation of that line is s1 equal to s1. Whereas here it is same formula, but that s11 is 0. Okay, but this derivation is not, that means formula is correct for ellipse, hyperbola and all, but this derivation is not suitable for ellipse, parabola. We have to do separately. Okay, whereas the previous method I told for s1 equal to 0, where we used s1 plus s2 equal to s12 and 0.2 approaching 0.1, that is applicable for all conic sections. All right. Okay. So if you know midpoint of a chord, equation of the chord is S1 equal to S11. Even that is true for all conic sections. This way of deriving it is applicable only for circles. Is it clear, everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
By the way, yesterday that advanced exam question log one thing I gave at score because the very first log I have something here. By mistake, I wrote x by root 2, but actually it is x by 2. Because of that, we are not able to solve that quadratic equation. We did not get the solution. Okay.
The
Of course, I
zero
would have.
solutions may be correct.
Oh,
One
I would have
solution
changed
may
the
be
answer.
correct.
Yeah. I would have changed the answer. One solution. Already we got one solution, right?
One x equals to one we got.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about it. Otherwise, I would have changed that. It's okay. Okay, fine. Marks are already given to you. Huh?
No.
Anything in okay. Fine. Okay, so this is about okay. Now, if we take a circle from an external point, if we draw two tangents, okay. If this is x1, y1, and this is s equal to 0, the combined equation of these two is s1 square equal to s into s1. There is a nice method for this only for circles. Is there an IP textbook? Nicely, it is there. I'll show you also. But for all conic sections also this is true. There is another method which is like lengthy, big equations we have to write. Okay. So I'll spend some time on it, may not be now, but the circles way of proving it, which is there in IP, I can share the screen and I can explain to you quickly. Let me see if I can find that. In the meantime, somebody has textbook, see in which page it is there. I think it is a little later. Yes. Okay, sorry, I may be wasting your time. What page it is. Everybody finding in the physical copy? There is a simple logic that they used it. Nice, but only for circles. I should open my own physical copy. like I came to end. Yes, is there. Okay. So from an external point, this is textbook page number 68. Okay, fine. From an external point, you can draw two tangents. The combined equation S1 squared S into S11. The proof only using the circles. Okay. So they took this is P, this is A, this is B, and obviously P is x1, y1. They took one more point Q here as x2 comma y2. Anywhere on this line, you can take here, or you can take anywhere on any tangent. Now, I think I should tell what is the equation of AB. We know chord of contact is S1 equal to 0. I did not discuss that. So I should have discussed this later. Can I ask me this? Like I got carried away. It's okay. This line is S1 equal to 0. Now, once you know this line equation, it's a simple ratio they are using it. In first year, you might have studied straight lines. If a line is there and there are 2 points, this is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2, and this is L equal to 0. How will you know L dividing this AB in what ratio? What is the formula?
Minus L11 by L2.
Minus root.
Minus L11, L22, right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I want to use that formula for knowing PB is to QB. B divides PQ in what ratio? Okay. PB is to QB by this line. This line is S1 equal to 0. I have to put x1, y1 in that, x2, y2 in that, which is going to be minus S11. Because already S1, I have to put another x1, y1, which is S11. I have to put x2, y2 in this, which is S1. All right. Depending on you want, minus is only for the sign, but that's okay. Next, another way to find PB is to QB is, after all, PB is what? Length of tangent from P to the circle, no?
Yes,
sir.
For that formula is root S1. Okay. And what is QB? Length of tangent from Q to circle. That will be root S2. Right? Okay. And here I can actually remove minus. Why? X11 is also outside. X2, Y2 is also outside. B will divide these two internal in the ratio. Why did I get minus, by the way? S1 equal to 0, they're on either side. Okay. But S11 is positive. S12. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll only take the mod part just for length. Okay. Depending on, because sometimes point Q may be here, this may be dividing externally for that reason, but otherwise not an issue. So we're going to take a mod for this. Okay. So now when you do cross multiplication and what did we get? Okay. S11 into root S22 is equal to, I can even square it and write S11 square into S22 is equal to S11 into S12 square. Now, what is that I have to find? I have to find locus of Q. X2, Y2 can be here, 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 everywhere it is. So when you want locus, remove 2 and write X, remove X2, Y2 and write X and Y. So this will become S. This is S11 square, this is S, okay? This is S11, this is S1 square because 2 is gone. Now one S11 if we cancel, you are getting S11 into S is equal to S1 square. Okay? Did you like this way of deriving it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, it is very lengthy normally, but for circle things are very easy. Just this length is to this length, they found in two ways. One is how this line is dividing this lagging segment, minus L11 by L22 formula. Another one is this length of tangent, this length of tangent. They're done. Renai, understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, once
But-
can you again explain that how A divides that two
B
points?
divides PQ. B divides PQ in what ratio? Okay, for that you have to take this line. This line equation is L equal to 0 minus L11 by L22. That L is S1. In that you have to put X1, Y1, you have to put X2, Y2. That's how this came. And this length alone is root S11. This length alone is root S22 because length of tangent from P to the circle, length of tangent from Q to the circle.
Sir, means why we are finding, I did not understand.
Oh, why we are finding what this statement is true for whether Q is here or here or here or here or here or here. Anywhere Q is there, it's same thing. We are finding locus of Q.
I mean, say two lines itself we are finding, sir.
Yeah. Because
Yes,
we want
sir.
combined
Understood,
equation of these two means you take any point on this line or this line as Q, Q should satisfy a condition. That condition should identify. This is one way of identifying. All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We cannot do this for ellipse because there is no formula for length of tangent from an external point to an ellipse. We don't have any formula like root S1. We cannot do in parabola, only for circle. Okay. There are a few other methods also are there, but there is one method which is applicable for all conic sections. I'll discuss a little later. Okay. Anyway, I did not even discuss card of contact I came so far, but it's okay. Okay, so now, we discussed earlier S1 plus S2 equal to S12 is the formula for chord joining X1, Y1 and X2, Y2 on a conic section S equal to 0. When point 2 approaches point 1, we have seen S1 equal to 0 is tangent. So today we have seen another way to derive tangent formula. And for a chord, midpoint is X1, Y1. We have seen chord equation is S1 equal to S1. Actually, this should be discussed a little later. I just discussed at the same place. Now, chord of contact. If a circle is there, one external point is there. Okay. If a circle is there and an external point is there, you can draw two tangents. The two tangents are touching or contacting the circle at these 2 points. This is point P, this is A, and this is B. If you join these 2 points, you'll get a line that is called chord of contact. So from external point, we have drawn two tangents. They're contacting the circle at 2 points. Joining the line, those two together is called chord of contact. How to find this line equation? Once we discuss it is very easy, but first time when we think in the beginning of the circles when we taught, it is a little difficult question. But now, of course, there are some other ways to do it. We'll discuss that. But how to do in general for all things put together? You take this as X1, Y1. This you take X2, Y2. I can even take this point as A, this point as B, this point as C. This is X3, Y2. Because this is a tangent at B, the equation of this is S2 equal to 0. Because this line is tangent at C, S3 equal to 0. And because this line is passed through X1, Y1, S12 equal to 0. Because this line is passing through X1, Y1, when you substitute, you'll get S13 equal to 0. From this, we can say line S1 equal to 0 passes through X2, Y2 and X3, Y3. Okay. That means this line is only S1 equal to 0. We proved it. Okay. If we take S1, where from S1 equal to the idea came, let us not worry about it. But let us somehow you told S1 equal to 0. You know, it is a line because it will have x term, y term, constant term. It is a linear equation x and y. And that is definitely satisfied by x2, y2 because of this condition. And it definitely satisfied by x3, y3. So this line should pass to this point and this point is a line. So that line equation S1 equal to 0. That's it. So we proved. So from an excellent point, when you draw chord of contact, formula is S1 equal to 0 for all conic sections. This proof is applicable for all conic sections. I wanted to prove once again in parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. Okay, I may not be discussing the exact same order, but it's okay. If somebody wants angle between the tangents from an excellent point, it's very, very easy. You take this, draw two tangents. Okay. You know, at the point of contact, the radius and tangent are perpendicular here also. If angle between these two tangents total is theta, this is theta by 2, this is theta by 2. This is r radius, and this is length of tangent root S1. Okay. So tan theta by 2 is r by root S1. We send this tan that side to that side. Theta will come 2 tan inverse r by root S1. That is a formula for angle between the tangents from an external point. If somebody wants to know cos theta, by any chance, you can write 1 minus tan square theta by 2 by 1 plus tan square theta by 2 and substitute this r by root S11. Finally, we'll get S11 minus r square by S11 plus r square. This is not a formula that we use very frequently. We just use this. Somebody can ask sin theta, somebody can ask tan theta. You can do either way. And somebody can ask area of this whole quadrilateral, which is a cyclic quadrilateral because sum of opposite angles is 180. That is actually part of this one right angle triangle, this another right angle triangle. But this triangle base is r and height is s. So 2 times this area is half into r into root s1. Okay, is the area of this right angle triangle 2 times cancel. So r root s11. So this total quadrilateral is r into root s11 is the area. You don't have to remember as such. It's such a simple thing. We can do it. Sometimes they can draw this line and ask what is the area of this triangle, what is the area of this triangle. From the once you get 1 or 2 lengths, every other length can be found just from the figure only. Okay, don't do anything much. All of you are able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have anytime video or audio is not clear, please let me know. Okay. Now, yeah, I want to tell one. This is a simple but important point we use many times. From an external point, if you draw two tangents, if you take this and this as ends of diameter, that circle obviously should pass through this point and this point. Okay, because angle in a semicircle is 90. Okay, so where is the center of that? Midpoint of this and this. If this is P, this is A, this is B, this is C. The midpoint of P and C is the directly center of the circle. Radius will be length of CP by 2. Or you simply take P and C as ends of diameter, will get. Okay. If you remember in school level, if they in the geometrical constructions, when they give a circle and they give a point, ask you to construct tangents from here, use this property. That you draw a circle with these two ends of diameter, there's a process for that. All right. And then you simply, these 2 points of intersection, you join here and join here. Okay. Anyway, in 10 minutes, this is going to end. Okay, this class. I'll send another link. Okay. I don't know if the same ID will work or I have to use another ID. So just see in the group and we'll join. As soon as it ends, I'll try to restart. Yeah. So in school level, you construct tangents like this. Do you remember somebody in school level constructed tangents like this?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
In fact, there is a JEE advanced exam question, but very simple. They gave this is 0, 0. The circle is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. Then they asked what is the center of the circumcircle of triangle PAB? What is the answer?
Sir, that midpoint of P and C, sir.
What is the answer then?
Sir, minus G by 2, comma,
Yes.
minus F by 2.
Minus G,
this is
minus
0, 0. Yes, this is minus G, minus F. That's all. That's what they asked in advanced exam. When you're talking about circumcircle of triangle PAB, C is not there in the question. You have to know the circle passing through PAB will pass through C also. Not just passing through C. PC is the diameter of that. You should know that. Okay, so this is another important point that we know, and chord of contact we studied. Okay. Next, in parametric form also we have, in terms of theta, the chord formula and the tangent formula is there. If there is a circle x square plus y square equal to r square, okay. If there is a point theta 1 and theta 2, what is theta 1 means according to parametric form? R cos theta 1, r sin theta 1. This point is r cos theta 2, r sin theta 2. The chord joining these two, we know S1 plus S2 equal to S12. Like that you can do it and then simplify it. Or you can use normal form also. Or you know 2 points. What is the way of doing normal form? If this angle is theta 1, this angle is theta 2. For this middle one, angle is theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. I can even find this distance and use x cos alpha plus y sin alpha plus p. In fact, it will come that way easily. X cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. Y sin theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. So for this line, that is the angle of the normal, equal to r cos, okay, theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. Why? This is r and this angle is theta 1 minus theta 2 and this perpendicular distance is r cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. Okay, this is the formula. You can remember whichever way you want for the chord joining theta 1 and theta 2. Same formula is there in ellipse where, and this is a cos theta 1, b sin theta 1, a cos theta 2, b sin theta 2. This r would have come here, would have got x by a here, y by b here, there 1. Same formula in ellipse also. Okay, if you want equation of tangent at theta, again you can do S1 equal to 0, or you can use the normal form where this angle is theta. It simply comes x cos theta plus y sin theta equal to r. What is this? For a circle, the tangent equation at r cos theta comma r sin theta. That is this. Okay, that's all. Parametric form, we don't have more formulas. Only general point, the two for when center is origin, when center is not origin. Chord joining theta 1 and theta 2 and tangent at theta. That's all. Nothing more related to parametric form. Okay. Regarding general tangent to a circle, one tangent formula is S1 equal to 0. That is, if you know point on the circle, we can do that. If you know theta of that point, you can use even x cos theta plus y sin theta equal to r. Whatever theta you take, it is always tangent. Another way is if you take any line as y equal to mx plus c, if you want it to be tangent to x square plus y square equal to r square, it's actually very simple. For all conic sections, what we will do to derive condition for a line to be tangent is, in the place of y, you substitute mx plus c, expand, we'll get a quadratic equation. For that, root should be equal. Okay. But for circle, it is more easier because if from center, if perpendicular distance is equal to radius, it is tangent. From origin, the distance is mod c by root 1 plus m square. That should be radius r. So the condition is, if you square it, c square equal to r square into 1 plus m square. That is only when center is origin. When center is not origin, you have to find the center and then use the distance. You cannot use this formula. Okay. Now, if this c, if you put it back here, you will get y equal to mx plus r minus, because c will be plus r minus r into root over 1 plus m square. This is a formula for general tangent. Whatever m you take, okay, it is always tangent to this circle. Of course, this cannot cover the vertical tangent because vertical tangent slope is not defined. Other than vertical tangent, every other tangent is covered here. You can take m 2 by 5, 3 by 3, 1 by 7. Any m you take minus 5, you will always get two tangents because once you have a circle and there's a tangent with slope m, its parallel line also will have same slope. There will be two. When you take plus and minus, you'll get those two things. Okay, so when you want a general tangent, you can use this or you can use this depending on the requirement. And if you know point, we are going to use this. Okay. Using general tangent, there will be a lot of questions, and only for x square plus y square equal to r square, general tangent is y equal to mx plus r minus r root 1 plus m square. If you have x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square, wherever y is there at right y minus k based on transformation of axis, wherever x is there at right x minus h plus r minus r root 1 plus m square. What if I have x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0? Then in the place of y, I have to write y plus f. Because when you make perfect square, that's what will come. In the place of x, I have to write x plus z plus r minus r root 1 plus m square. Okay. Where r is root g square plus f square minus c. Even in the parametric form, I forgot this. General tangent is x cos theta plus y sin theta equal to r. Only when its center is origin. If center is not origin, in the place of x, you have to write x plus g, and in the place of y, you have to write y plus f. Okay, that will be x plus g cos theta plus y plus f sin theta equal to 1. But we are not going to use parametric form in circles that much, whereas we may use in ellipse and things like that. Okay, now I have to discuss about pole and polar. Did I miss anything? Circles. Yeah. The responsible decimal is right here. Details are there. Only this area I did not discuss. Okay, so I'll discuss about pole and polar and about this area. Just a minute, there was some problem. Okay. Where are we now? What is pole and polar? In the beginning, it looks like a little confusing maybe, but actually it is very easy. You take a circle, you can take a point inside the circle, on the circle, outside the circle, doesn't matter, but not center. You take a point and through that you draw many secants. Each secant is intersecting the circle at 2 points, and there you draw tangents. Here also you draw tangents. Here also you draw tangents. Here also you draw tangents. So there's a point of intersection here, here, here. Okay, so take a secant through a given point P, and it will intersect the circle at 2 points. There you draw tangent, they'll intersect at 1 point. The locus of this point is a line, and that line is called